Okay, it's at Love Park. Now, second presidential debate. We're just going to pretend it's real and respond accordingly. Now, as to the flow of Syrian refugees into our country, the woman wants to allow with her, God bless her bleeding heart. But the point I want to make is something that you guys got to see on your own. You got to figure this shit out, okay? But I'm going to say it. First of all, why would you want to allow that to be our problem when they're far away? Let them be Angela Merkel's problem. Let them be the problem of those people over there on that side of the ocean. Okay? And let's not invite questionable people. Okay? Just by the hundreds of thousands. And then she denies that there's no war with Islam. Yet Islam does not deny there is a war with us. This woman's retarded. Excuse me. Mrs. Clinton has some mental issues. And I think it's not retardation. It's what is that the doctor prescribed. No, it's not that. Parkinson's or anything. Oh yeah, it's liberalism. Yeah, it's a mental disorder according to Dr. Savage. And I agree. But now, here's the other thing. You better get real about these people you're inviting into our country and think about those lives that are lost every time when there's another quote-unquote terror attack. Okay? And someone's blown up or hurt or families are destroyed because you may have allowed more people, questionable people, into our country when you should have left it up to the people on that side of the ocean. Okay? Now, the other thing is, because guess what? You need to get real about who these people are and what they're about and their religion, and quit just being a bleeding heart looking for votes, scrambling for votes, and to bring people in here just to use them just to use them. We don't want those kind of people in here if they're going to be Muslim, because it's just inviting more of the problem that we see going on in the other parts of the world, in Germany. And if you don't watch it pretty soon, you're going to need room for German refugees and European refugees that have to flee their own countries because of their ignorance and allowance of letting these refugees into their country. So, who really has the wisdom here? I would assume the person that actually has little brains and hesitant towards the enemy. Okay, at least one of the enemies. Instead of acting as if there is no problem, denying it, and still refusing to call it what it is. Okay? And saying it's not Islamic is besides, why would you make this an issue for your family to put up with? Why would you want to deal with that? I wouldn't want to. And we shouldn't have to. You should have enough brains to know that inviting that many people all at once, there's no way to keep track of who's who. And with the track record, and you look at the numbers, and you add up the statistics and all these other things, and you put all this stuff together, you figure out that even a 1% chance of these people coming in here, just 1% of them being a jihadist and taking out their aggression on innocent people that you say are good, which that's stupid too, to say people are good. Nobody's good. It's better to be right than to be good. Okay? Because you can point out a million ways we're not good. A billion, trillion, I'm sure. Yahweh probably has a whole list. Anyway, the point I want to make is, as if, like, let me remind you, we're pretending this is a real politics, and it's not. The point I want to make is this, that inviting more people into the country make no sense when they belong on that side of the ocean in the first place with that problem. That is their problem. Okay, we're already allowing refugees in from all kind of other countries, and these are not questionable Muslims. Okay, and I don't mean that to Muslims as an insulting way, but let's face the reality, the way a Christian and just a regular American is going to look at it, and the way it's been painted in the media, and the track record of it. Okay, why? And as to the freedom of religion, she says, that's what America is, about. Yes, it is. But we don't have freedom of religion. We have within bounds, okay? We don't have complete freedom of religion. You cannot go out and child sacrifice. You cannot go out and cut somebody's head off in the name of your God and allow that. And we should not allow these 7th century or whatever, style attitudes flourish in our country, because 1 becomes 2 becomes 3 and they multiply. Okay? Why do you think America's good? Because of the basic values of the 10 Commandments and the Golden Rules, which is based on Hebrew and Christian values, which are also questionable, but not to the point where there's beheadings being allowed, and the genitalia of the females, okay, that is being mutilated, and the fact that you support allowing rapists to get off, okay, and all these kind of facts. You gotta pick a side, woman, lady, ma'am. Do you understand? You can't be on the side of Islam and support this type of religious activity or religions, and also be a feminist and a liberal. You can't. If you do, you're a hypocrite, which basically that's what you are. But we need to point this out now, as if this is real. But so far, in my opinion, the way I look at politics, and the way I look at the way it should be run, everything so far up to this point, in this debate is Donald Trump is right in it. Makes more sense, even if some of the things he wants to do are a little more extreme than maybe necessary with solutions. At least he has real ideas and real solutions, and willing to face the fact that yes, there is a problem with Islam, and the problem is people like Mrs. Clinton who want to act as if there is not a war with Islam, and say there is not, and that they are refusing to even see that there is, okay? And the fact is, refusing and acting as if it's not, and saying we don't want one, when it's already going on. Yet the people on the other side, the Islamic people, they are not saying this. They are saying, yes, we are at war with you. Yes, we hate you, America, Western culture. They say this. They chant it. They scream it. They say Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, whatever, okay? Allah Akbar, right? You know what that means? That means Allah is greater than Yahweh. Basically saying the God of the Quran, the Muslim God, the Islamic God, is greater than the God of the Hebrews and the Jews. And if you believe in Yehoshua, Jesus, that is who they're attacking, that God, okay? Not Jesus, but his Father, okay? Now, so, you gotta scratch your head there. Hello, Christian nation. Hello. Or pretending to be. Come on. Why are the people good here compared to the people there? And why is she saying, because we're good here? Why have we been good? Because we keep golden rules. We don't keep these black cube, kiss the cabal rules with the filthy germs. And we got rid of our, most of us got rid of our hoods a long time ago, and our little covered up faces and everything, and our masks, okay? I don't know what these clowns are doing, but they sure do look like Hillary Clinton. Look at the way she grins on that stage when she knows she's wrong and that she's gotten away with something. It's so obviously disgusting. And I can't help but to, when pretending that this is not rigged, I have to agree with Trump on mostly everything, even though, look, I'm not advocating it, but it's common sense. She's got a lot of this talk back, but none of it really holds any weight when you think about it. And so this idea of bringing all these people here, and she says she wouldn't bring people here that she thinks would hurt anyone. Oh, really? You mean like the rapist you got off out of prison, who the victim was there with Donald Trump? Okay? This girl who can't have children now because of this monster that you got off. You're disgusting. And then to act as if your own husband has no absolutely no disrespect for women. Yeah, okay. And Trump made it true. At least speaking is one thing, but he's been caught in the acts and done the actions. And you've defended him and lashed out against the women themselves also in this. So this is all tied together, okay? But I just wanted to go back to that idea that it makes no sense. There's people from other countries that need to be fleeing. And pretty soon, you need to save room for those good German and European people that are going to be coming here from their countries because they're fleeing the Muslims because they allowed them to come into their countries. Or these idiots, New World Order clowns, we should call them, have been allowed to come in, make these kind of horrible decisions. This is the, maybe this is part of the Babylonian, clay and iron that is not mixing, okay? I think that it doesn't make any sense. And, look at all the people, the refugee problems that coming from Germany. If you have any damn brains, excuse my language, Mrs. Clinton, Lord knows you don't curse over down in Arkansas, and your husband never said a curse word, I bet you. Anyway, yeah, with all those drinking nights, you never heard no curse words, huh? Anyway, Mrs. Clinton, so with all this stuff that you've got going with your, your husband as being an adult, he is not a very good example at all. Okay, and yeah, someone was talking behind the scenes. Any one of us could be just talking to try to brag and be ashamed of it. And yes, speech does determine a certain amount. How many of these presidents have spoken this way to people? You've got to know that they probably do. Okay, and here's the problem. You can't sit there with all these things that you have done to support your husband and his actions, and you stood by your man. But guess what? That issue is questionable for us. So if those are the kind of people you support, then why would we believe anything you have to say in regards to, I would not allow anyone into the country who would hurt anyone. If your husband's the example of people like that you trust, then yeah, we got a problem with the people you would probably allow into the country, because obviously you don't have any brains in that security area, and you definitely are psycho, Joker style, crazy. You are nuts. So no, we don't want those people here. We want refugees. Make sure they're not Muslim, even Africans, educated Africans that want to come here and be educated and be American. I've run into them in the medical field, nurses, and all these kind of areas. They're wonderful people. They're good people. Okay? There's better people to bring in that want to come here from Africa that are Christian. Okay? Than these. And they are running from the Muslims. Okay? That are chopping people's heads off in the name of their religion. And you want to let these people that are running from their own religion come into this country, and they're ocean away, when there's people in Africa fleeing from Muslims that are African, that are Christians, would love to come here, and you'd rather see those other people come here than these black Christian Africans. That's bullshit. That doesn't sound fair. That doesn't sound right. Let's compare the religions. Number one, did Jesus, Yehoshua, did he ever condone murder, theft, rape, pillage, plunder, lying, conspiracy, robbery, child molesting? Okay, how much more? Did he ever condone any of these? And don't argue that Muhammad wasn't for this kind of stuff, because you go read his material and can't deny it. If you do, then you're just not very educated in your own religion or what you're trying to talk about. Okay? So let's compare those two religions just on those basis, and then say, do you want to allow these people to come into our country, or would you rather let black African Christians that are running from these kind of idiots into our country? I would rather have a black African come into our country running away from these, trying to get away from these Muslims that surround them on all sides in Africa. Okay, I was thinking compassionate for the people that are comparatively, just comparatively overall, better, good people. Okay, when she talks about good people, yeah, they're good people for a couple of reasons. Why? Because of the golden rules. But when you start bringing Sharia law and those kind of ideologies into this country, not going to be good people anymore. I mean, I'm not going to defend Christianity to a certain degree. I know the bloody history of that. Okay? So, I'm not going to sit here and act like Christianity is perfect. Or Judaism. They're all flawed. That's why Yahushua had to come, to set the record straight. But to think that there's not better people to come here besides them that could be refugees is ridiculous. At least they don't have this chop off head mentality, mutilate women's body parts mentalities, women or livestock mentality, cover up your face mentality. You know, all these things. I can have many wives and you can't have any. They can be different religions, but you have to raise your children. They have to raise their children in Islam. Okay, and do repeat these things. You want to allow those people running from their own religion into our country just to start it all over here again, because all they're going to do, they're just the lesser bullies. See, they got ran off by the bigger bullies because they're all bullies in Islam. So now these bullies that got ran off or are trying to come here for their own purpose to try to harm, now that they've been ran off, guess what? They go to these other places where they're like, hey, guess what? There's no other big bullies like us around here. Now we can bully everybody with our Islam. And they go around doing the same thing, and they'll come here doing it. But my point is, you see all the problems Germany has in these European countries with their flooding in of the migrants. Okay? Syrian refugees. Okay? And all this terror that they cause because they've been invited in. Because this just didn't happen. These don't happen because they weren't invited in. Because if they weren't invited in, they would not be happening so frequently. So you look at these problems they're having with this globalist, communist Angela Merkel, okay, and see what she's doing, right? And compare that, and you want to bring those people over here, and they don't even belong on this side of the ocean, okay? This is America. We came here to make this a Christian nation according to what they're teaching us, okay? And a free nation for all religions, but within the border and principles of Christianity or Judaism, or at least the 10 golden rules, okay? And last time I heard, you know what? I don't care what you have to say. Yahushua, Jesus, did not condone murder, war, death, jihad, that kind of thing. Muhammad did. So, if you want to compare the two religions off the top, you should allow the people running from Islam into the country, but it shouldn't be Islamic people running. It should not be people that are running from Islam that are Muslims running from Islam, but it should be, in fact, people that are Christian or any other religion. How about allowing more people from India, Hindus even, into the country rather than Muslim? The way they act and the fundamentals of it. I mean, you don't want to say fundamental because it's the same thing as extremist. Extreme Islamic terror and fundamental Islam is the same thing. You cannot argue that, and anyone that knows anything about Islam will tell you that. But Mrs. Clinton, stand up there and tell another one. And then smile, Smile some more. You look so kooky. Anyway, and wonder why there's creepy clowns walking around. It's so stupid. Anyway, you got to realize that to invite more people here, first of all, it's not our problem. What do you want to use the people for? You don't want to help these people. You don't have a bleeding heart. Bleeding hearts do not let rapists off and help rapists off. Okay? Second of all, you should have condemned your husband, got rid of his ass, and thrown him in the gutter. Alright? Anyway, but no. You have no respect for women, nor their rights, and the values of these people, you so-called feminists that follow you, should be outraged also with you in the situation with your husband. And they should also not be in support of Islam. Look at the facts, feminists. Be real. Don't be feminazis. Be real feminist, original, genuine. What is the meaning? And abortion with this stuff. How can you be a real feminist in the purest aspect of feminine? What is feminine? Motherly love, care, genuine, thinking opposite of man, which is war, death, killing, indiscriminate killing, quick decision, life or death, not thinking about the choices of the non-choices of the babies in the womb. A feminist would care about life. A real feminist would care about life. So you've got all these backwards ideologies and these twisted thought processes and your allegiances with everybody who's against each other. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And no, it doesn't make sense. Those Syrians are not our problem. The Syrians are not our problem. Let that be a problem on that side of Europe. Over there, on the other side of the Atlantic. Okay? Let it be their problem, not our problem. Alright, Zach Love Clark. Love you guys.